Welcome back to Life Mastery Unleashed, a podcast for men and women who refuse to coast, who understand that life isn't about luck. It's about standards, discipline, and how you carry yourself when everything tries to knock you off center. Today, we go deep. Not just into history, not just into leadership, but into the war inside your own chest. Because it's not just about raising your standards. It's about controlling your damn self when life tests you. And trust me, life will test you over and over and over. So let's start with a man who flipped the world upside down, Henry Ford. In 1914, Henry Ford made a decision that shocked America. He doubled the wages of his factory workers overnight, from $2.34 a day to $5 a day. People thought he was insane. Why pay workers more than the market demanded? Why overpay laborers during a time when automation was rising? Here's why. Because Henry Ford understood something most leaders still don't get. If you want excellence, you have to set a standard high enough that it demands it. Ford didn't raise pay out of charity. He raised it because he expected more. He expected double the output. Longer hours, faster production, zero tolerance for mediocrity. And it worked. Turnover dropped. Productivity skyrocketed. And more importantly, Ford made his own workers wealthy enough to buy the cars that they built. He didn't just create jobs, he created a movement. He raised the standard, and it raised the men who worked for him. Everyone says they want success. Everyone says they want respect. But here's the truth. You don't get what you want in life. You actually get what you tolerate. And what you tolerate is determined by your own personal standards. High standards don't happen by accident. They're chosen, carved, guarded. And most people, they guard their emotions more than they guard their standards. They let their mood dictate their behavior. And that's why they lose. Let's get raw with it. You can build the business. You can get the body. You can be 90 days into becoming the strongest version of yourself. And then one moment, one outburst, one loss of control can destroy it all. Because here's the rule. No one remembers the 99 times you held it together. They remember the one time you blew it. You think it doesn't matter? Tell that to the guy who lost a job because he exploded in a meeting. Tell that to the dad who scared his kids with one bad day. Tell that to the woman who burned a bridge with a client she worked years to win. Let me make this clear. If you don't learn to master your emotions will master your destiny. So, how do you raise your standards like Ford and keep your fire from burning down everything you built? Here's your tactical blueprint. Step one, write your code. You can't raise your standards without knowing what they are. Write your personal code. I don't raise my voice in anger. I don't skip workouts, no matter how I feel. I never hit snooze. I respond. I don't react. I finish what I start. This becomes your internal Ford factory. You don't run on emotion. Not you, not anymore. You run on code. Step two, set emotional boundaries before you're triggered. Most people try to set boundaries in the middle of a storm. Too late. Decide now what you will never say in anger, what environments you walk away from, what behaviors from others you do not allow. You teach people how to treat you by what you actually tolerate. Start by treating yourself with the same level of control you expect from others. Step three, create a reset ritual for when you feel the rage rise. We all know what that feels like. When Ford saw production slipping, he didn't scream, he systematized. You need a reset ritual for your own internal factory. Here's a quick note. Here's a quick one. Feel the emotion rising. Step out 90 seconds. No reaction, just breathing. Ask, what's the highest version of me doing right now? Speak a line from your code. I lead through control, not chaos. Return when you're steady, not when you're explosive. That, my friends, is real power. Step four, build power habits that force standards up daily. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So build them. Daily non negotiables: wake up, cold shower, lift, read, prospect. Weekly calibrations: audit your behavior, not just your to do list. Battle drills: put yourself in situations that test your emotional control. Train under fire so you don't melt when it's real. Step five, never let one slip become a spiral. You will lose control someday. You're human. You're not a robot. You can't be programmed. But what separates legends from losers is how fast they reset. One bad moment doesn't define you, but ignoring it, justifying it, letting it leak into the next day, that's what destroys lives. Own it. Apologize if needed. Forgive yourself too, and reset your code. Then get back to war. Listen to me. The man or woman who can control their emotions in chaos, in conflict, in pain, rules the world. Because most people today, they explode. They snap. They justify it. They play the victim card. There's nothing I did. It was all you. But you're different. You don't just raise your standards like Ford. You enforce them under pressure. You're not a slave to mood. You're a general, a commander. And no one follows a commander who can't stay calm when the bullets start flying. So, you master your emotion, you keep your edge, you honor your code, even when no one is watching, especially then. Let me tell you about a man I once coached. Built $1 million company from scratch, self made, disciplined, respected, but damn, he had one flaw. He couldn't control himself when he was angry. He'd scream at employees, get aggressive in meetings, snap at his wife. One day, he lost a key client during a live call because he couldn't handle being questioned. The client said one wrong thing and he exploded. Not only did he lose that deal, but word got around fast. Within 3 months, he'd lost 4 more accounts. Employees started quitting. His wife filed for separation. And in the middle of our session, he said something I'll never forget. I built something most men will never touch and burned it down with my own hands in 90 days. Man, let that sink in. It's crazy. All because he never learned to master his reactions, to control his anger, to reframe. Don't be that man. Don't let one moment of chaos undo years of battle. From now on, you're a man or a woman of unbreakable standards. Your life will rise to meet your code, or it will crumble beneath your lack of one. This is not about being perfect, it's about being prepared. You must be hard on yourself when no one else is, so that life doesn't have to be. You must be your own factory, your own foreman, your own Ford. Set the $5 standard, then live it every single day, every single hour, moment by moment, decision by decision, choice by choice, especially when no one else is around, because that is when greatness is forged. If you're serious about raising your standards, locking in discipline, and mastering the fire inside you, grab my book, Just Win the Day. You're going to love the ancient. So just go on Amazon, type in my name, or type in Just Win the Day. It'll pop right up. It's a guide for builders, for leaders, for people who don't just want to do better, but they want to become unstoppable. Listen, if this episode made you check yourself, if it reminded you what happens when you lose control, or inspired you to build a stronger inner standard, give it a share. Copy the link and send it out to a few of your friends that need to hear they need to control themselves. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. And if you're serious about outworking, out grinding, and out hustling the soft world around you, grab that book, Just Win the Day. And remember, outgrind, outwork, out hustle everyone.